Welcome to the Tradie Wife Life podcast, brought to you by Tradies in Business, where we talk to tradie wives about their goals, their challenges, their hopes and dreams, and how their trade business can help with that. Hello, listeners, and welcome to the relaunch of Tradie Wife Life. We've had a bit of a hiatus as I moved home and a whole bunch of personal stuff was going on, and we are back and ready with a whole bunch of fantastic new episodes lined up for you. I'm super excited to let you know that in the next week or two, if you haven't heard it already, I'll be sharing an episode that we recorded over on Tradies in Business with Maggie Dent. Still my absolute podcasting highlight. It's a fantastic episode for those of you that have children or those of you that have team. Many of the lessons that we talk about are very relatable in both circumstances. And Maggie is just an absolute inspiration to me. She was very accommodating and encouraging and understanding. We had a fantastic chat, and I can't wait to share that with you. We're also introducing or reintroducing an older style episode that we started off earlier this year called She Says, He Says. So we will have some episodes once a month with Warwick and I, where we're looking at the two sides of the fence. Husbands and wives have different opinions. Boys and girls, we think differently, and that's okay. However, it can be a big challenge in business when you first go into business with your tradie. And so we're talking about those differences of opinions and how they may be impacting your business journey and perhaps even your personal lives. And we come up with a few solutions or a few ideas or possibilities that you might be able to run with. You're also going to get to hear a whole bunch more of me on my own. As much as this scares the crap out of me, I don't actually like talking just to myself. I much prefer talking to a guest or talking with Warwick. I will be doing some solo episodes from time to time, so you can get to know a little bit about me, my journey, why I'm here, what I'm doing, and then we'll be answering some of your questions. We have a group over on Facebook called Tradie Wife Life, fancy that, and we get lots of questions quite frequently. So if you've got a question that you would like answered on the podcast, some business coaching, one-to-one, although this would be more like one-to-many, I'd be more than happy to help you out. Please go and drop your question into the group so that we can answer you here as well on the podcast, as well as in the group. And then finally, we're going to have a bunch of fantastic guests. We'll have some fellow tradie wives talking about their journey, the things they've learned, the things they wish they knew before, what they're working towards. I think it could be really exciting when we understand what others are working towards on their business journey. And we'll also have a bunch of other guests. We'll be bringing in, as usual, some experts in their fields, a bit like Maggie Dent, and some wonderful other women in business who are able to share a bunch of learning and ideas with you. So if there's a particular topic that you would like us to talk about here on Tradie Wife Life, again, please, you can hit us up either on the Tradies in Business website. There's a form that you can fill in there, or you can find us over on social media, both Facebook and Instagram at Tradie Wife Life. Today, though, I wanted to explain to you my why. So I've had a few questions. We do a lot over at Tradies in Business. We have a podcast there. We have a podcast for our clients. I also now have this Tradie Wife Life podcast and a Tradie Wife Life social media presence. I'm a coach, as many of you know, in the tradie space. And I get asked often, why am I doing all of these things? It's a great question. Sometimes I wonder. No, I don't. There's a really simple reason I'm doing all of these things. I had a great experience as a tradie's daughter. I was really fortunate that somewhere along the line, my father got the right information and the right lessons and the right people to support him so that he had a relatively okay journey through his plastering business. That doesn't mean that times weren't tough or that it wasn't stressful at times. However, overwhelmingly for him, he had a fantastic journey. He's now happily retired, very comfortable in life and doing all of the things that he would like to do. He was even lucky enough to get through it reasonably unscathed on the physical side. The same can't be said for many of the people that we talk to. In fact, my own experience when I was a builder's wife was very much based around the unfortunate breakdowns that the builder had during the time that he was in business as a builder. And he had two very large breakdowns that meant that not only himself and his business, but our family were very much put at risk and had a very challenging time for quite some time. And I think it's something that unfortunately many women can relate to. And it's a big part of why I started working with Warwick and we created Tradies in Business, and why I do this thing called Tradie Wife Life. We don't talk as a whole in the trades about our negative or uncomfortable or difficult experiences. And I found that through sharing my own as the builder's wife at that time, I had lots and lots, like, in fact, hundreds of women reach out because their partners or their husbands were in a very similar circumstance. They were in trouble in business. They were finding it really challenging. Many of them were in overwhelm. Some had had breakdowns, and many had closed up business, or there was stress and strain in the marriage or the relationship, or the partner was never home, or there just wasn't the money or the financial reward for the very, very hard work that they were all doing. And that's a big part of why I'm doing what I'm doing, because when I started to share what I was going through or what we were going through as a family, it opened the door for others so they understood that they weren't alone. That's very much the purpose of Tradie Wife Life. It's an opportunity for us all to share our journeys, where we've been, what we've come from, what's changed, what we did, how it can be better, what opportunities there are for you and your family. How business doesn't have to be hard. It won't ever be easy, but it can be simple. It doesn't need to be overwhelming, and that there is a way forward. And I think sometimes the only way that we can really understand that that's a possibility is by leaning into the examples set by others. And so my intent here is to help show you, it's to demonstrate, it's to give you practical tips, it's to expand your knowledge, it's to share my experience or the experience of our clients or the amazingness that is many of our guests, so that you can help create a better life for you and your family. The idea is, well, quite frankly, Warwick and I want to impact 1,000 tradie business owners over the next 3 years to prevent them from falling into burnout and overwhelm, or to help them out of burnout and overwhelm so they can get the structure they're looking for in their business. They can have a team that can support them, and they can reach the financial goals that they're looking for. Now, we understand that for not everybody that means growth. For lots of you, it means refining what you're currently doing so that you can take that financial reward that you so deserve. And for some of you, it means big growth, and that's okay. We can talk to all of you at the same time through this podcast, because all of the lessons that we share will help set you up for either of those eventualities. We have done this repeatedly with many of our clients who have gone on to achieve the kind of things that most of us want, financial freedom. So they understand their finances first and foremost. And then they have that financial reward from their business so that they can do the things that they want to do. We should be able to have choice in our lives, especially when we face the risk that comes with being a business owner. So lots of our clients have managed to be able to take annual holidays with their family. In fact, many times a year, overseas holidays with their family, where their business still goes on. They're not having to shut down their business to take that time out. They're actually able to go away and the business runs without them. Financial security without stress. So yes, there'll still be up and downs, and cash flow can be on and off. And there are ways we can shore it up with you as the business owner to ensure that you don't have those ongoing stresses. It's not quite so overwhelming. There's some certainty about what's coming. You can see the holes before you fall in them. You understand the cash gaps and why they're happening and how you can prevent them. So we've done that with lots of our clients. And then probably my most exciting thing is the systems and structure that comes with running, or the opportunity to run, a particular type of trade business. Every trade business can do this. And again, it's simple, but not easy. Some of these things can be hard to put in place. They take some hard work, absolutely. But we'll be sharing lots of those tips with you here, or ideas on what you could be putting in place. Because with the structure and the systems that can be created in a business, we create repeatable outcomes. We can have clients that want to continue to work with us. We can have team that continue to perform in the way that we need them to perform. We can have predictable cash flow. And all of that takes away so much of the overwhelm and worry that can come with running any kind of business. And particularly, we see a lot of this in the trades business. That's a bit of a small snapshot. These episodes with me will be shorter than the longer ones because I don't like the sound of my own voice, and I'd much rather give you the information as quickly as I can. As I said, we would love to be answering some of your questions. So if you have a question about business or how to work with your partner or what could you potentially be doing in the business, how do you get involved, or you want to even remove yourself from the business, what might that look like? Please send them through over on social media, Tradie Wife Life. We'd love to answer those for you. Thanks for listening and welcome back to the show. I'm looking forward to sharing some fantastic episodes with you in the next few weeks.